X-Men.
All right, I think we are all done with Canada, so let's see where we are going to go next. I actually have no idea, so this should be interesting. I wasn't expecting to come to Canada, so who knows where we're going to go next.
How may I be of assistance?
What of the spy we captured?
He has adapted to the genetic splicing even better than hoped.
Show him to me. Angel, come forth and meet your master.
The name Angel no longer applies.
What would you have us call you?
I am Archangel, a horseman of apocalypse, and I am yours to command.
Your speed and strength have been augmented. But what of your soul?
My soul is filled with hatred, rage, and death for the X-Men.
Well, that's not good. Oh, is it the X-Mansion? That looks like the X-Mansion.
Welcome to my home, or rather what's left of my home. Apocalypse was quite thorough in its destruction.
You don't think magma's buried in here somewhere, do you? Since she completely disappeared from the game?
No doubt all of you have heard that Angel was recently caught by Apocalypse during a scouting mission. His fate remains a mystery. I can only hope Angel takes strength from the fact that our mission in Canada was a success. The core and the Infinite Factory were disabled, and the Madry Temple has been disbanded. In light of that, Apocalypse's plans of conquest have been quashed.
So why are we here? Shouldn't we be rescuing Angel, Polaris, Quicksilver, and Emma Frost?
Those are just 4 lives. We have a greater responsibility to the millions of people in New York City. We must free them from the tyranny of Apocalypse.
It isn't going to be easy. Apocalypse's military is dug in everywhere.
Agreed. But once we've explored New York, we should be able to formulate a plan of attack. For your first missions, talk to Moira or Havoc. Good luck to you.
All right, well, Moira's standing, like, literally right here, so...
Greetings, X-Man. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Hi, Moira. What news have you got for us?
To get Apocalypse out of New York City, we'll have to battle him in his tower. But we first have to get into his tower, which from all indications is impossible.
Come on now, Moira. With you, nothing is impossible.
Well, there may be a solution. Look up Sebastian Shaw in New York City. If anyone would know how to get into that tower, it'd be him.
Any suggestions how to get into the city? There's no way we can take the X-Jet. We'd be shot down in seconds.
Quite right. Your best bet for entering New York City undetected would be the sewers. There's an entrance near the mansion.
Oh god, the sewers. Oh, I'm having nightmare flashbacks to the first game. Are we gonna fight wave after wave of Morlock?
If you'd like more information, use the mission briefing computer by Charles.
You mean the one that you're standing literally right next to? What have you been up to, Doctor?
Since the attack on New York, I've been helping treat the wounded. Just recently, I've begun working with the Underground.
The Underground?
Aye, we've set up an underground railroad of sorts that helps those fleeing the city.
Who's in charge of the Underground?
An old acquaintance of ours, Marrow.
Really? Marrow? Wasn't expecting that. Marrow? She's a Morlock. Why would she help humans?
Let's just say she learned a lesson in kindness when the X-Men saved her people from the Gersel soldiers. I believe she's attempting to pay back that kindness.
What do you know about Sebastian Shaw?
I know he's the leader of the Hellfire Club, and he has little love for the X-Men. I also know he gave information to Angel about the Infinite Factory.
Could Shaw have been the reason Angel was caught by Apocalypse?
No, Shaw hates Apocalypse as much as we do, and that's why he might be willing to tell us how to get into that tower.
Thanks for the information, Moira.
You're quite welcome, my friend.
Okay, now we still gotta go talk to Havoc. And I guess explore the X-Mansion a little bit. At least what is left of it. It does look quite a bit different. Here's Forge.
Well, we made it back to the mansion. What's left of it, anyway.
Can anything be done about the X-Mansion?
Certainly. Professor Xavier has been talking with Beast and me about how best to rebuild it.
What about Cerebro?
That's perhaps the most exciting part of all. Beast has come up with a radical new design he calls Cerebra.
Cerebra? What's Cerebra?
Think of it as Cerebro's big sister. If Beast's calculations are correct, she'll be many times more powerful than her little brother.
Isn't a machine that powerful dangerous?
If it were in the hands of anyone else, I'd have to agree. But Professor Xavier has never abused his power, and I can't see why he'd start now.
Thanks, Forge.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I don't really recognize any of the rooms. Other than this is the entryway. I think these rooms you couldn't go into in the first game. These side rooms right here. This was the main room, I think, that went to the backyard area. And then I guess we can go out front, and Havoc's out by the X-Jet. We can go into the sewers from here. Oh, hey, Kitty.
So how's the grand experiment going? Are the Brotherhood and X-Men really working together?
Only because Professor Xavier and Magneto are constantly keeping the peace.
Hey, do you know where Colossus is? I haven't seen the big lug for weeks, and I miss him.
Your boyfriend, Colossus?
Yes, that Colossus. What's going on here? Something's up.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Spill it, or you're never going to have another moment's peace.
All right. Scarlet Witch has been paying a lot of attention to Colossus. Nothing's happened yet, but it could. Wow. Way to sell out a bro. Man. I mean, Colossus hasn't really been having any of it. It's kind of shitty to be like, hey, I think your boyfriend's gonna cheat on you with the sexy witch that has mind control magic.
Oh, no it won't. You send Colossus over here this instant. I'll get this all straightened out real quick.
Who are you?
My real name's Kitty Pryde, but my code name's Shadowcat.
What's your mutant power? Even though I already know you personally, I also stayed at this school.
I can phase through any solid object, which means I can walk through floors and walls.
What are you doing here at the X-Mansion?
Helping Dr. McTaggart get prisoners out of New York City. Every so often, I make a run in and grab a few people.
How's that going?
Way too slow. Apocalypse has guards stationed everywhere. It's all I can do to keep from getting captured.
How are things in New York?
Terrible. All the mutants have been rounded up and placed in prisons. Apocalypse is running some kind of tests on them.
Any idea why?
From what I've heard, he's looking for 4 people with very specific DNA strands. Something to do with an experiment of his.
Yeah, harmonic DNA, we know all about that. Thanks for the info, kitty.
No problem, X-Man.
Well, now, I mean, we have to do this, right? Hey, kitty, just your totally not cheating boyfriend Colossus here.
Colossus, what's this I hear about you and Scarlet Witch? Is there something going on between you two?
No, my dearest Kitty, it is all huge misunderstanding.
Then why don't you explain it to me before I decide to go medieval on you?
There was a mission briefing, and I commented that Scarlet Witch was intelligent and good-looking. Shortly after that, rumors started to fly, and next thing I know, Magneto is talking to me like I was a potential son-in-law.
Maybe you should have left out the good-looking part.
You said she was cute? Well, of course everyone thought you and her were hitting it off.
But it was nothing. I was only paying her a compliment. Please, if I've wronged you in any way, I beg your forgiveness. You are the only one for me.
Oh, all right, you big dummy. You know I can't stay mad at you. But if I ever catch you even thinking of looking at Scarlet Witch, I'll rip out your eyeballs. Got it?
Yes, I understand. I am so grateful things are back to normal. Now perhaps Magneto will leave me alone.
Well, that was cool. Somebody actually had unique dialogue. Kind of funny.
No problem, X-Man.
No problem, X-Man. I mean, my boyfriend. Okay, so new costumes. Not a bunch for our current party, actually, but Storm did get one that's pretty cool. I like this one. And then she also got this one, which is, I don't know. I don't really like that one. Also, Colossus got a few. He might have had these last chapter too, because I don't think I checked, but he has his dark Colossus costume from the first game. And then I think that one was new. And then Unsteel Skin Colossus. And then Wolverine got the OG Weapon X one. I think he had last chapter. And then he got this Snow Parka one. And he also got one that matches Storm's. So I'm assuming that's from something that I don't know. But that one's kind of cool too. I like that one. Also, I had no idea this was a thing, but
Scarlet Witch.
look at that. Party bonuses for specific parties. I had no idea. That's pretty cool. But no new outfit for Scarlet Witch either. She still just has the same 2 super ugly outfits. And then her default one that is actually pretty good. Alright, let's see what Havoc has to say.
Quick, there's not much time. They need us to disable the defense platforms Apocalypse has placed along the coast.
Why is that?
A group of Sentinels are being sent to pick up New York refugees, but those platforms will destroy anything that flies by.
What's to prevent the Sentinels from attacking us while we're on the platforms?
Boulevard Trask himself has put in overrides and blocked their mutant-killing programs. They should completely ignore mutants. If you want more info on this mission, use the briefing computer by Professor Xavier.
Well, that sounds like it's not going to go the way you think it is. Who's Boulevard Trask?
He's the one who developed Sentinels, so make no mistake, he has no love for mutants. As a matter of fact, he'd prefer we were all dead.
Since he hates us, why doesn't he have his Sentinels destroy the platforms?
He tried, and now 50 of his fantastic mutant-killing robots lay at the bottom of the ocean. They're no match for the defenses of the platforms.
Who are the New York refugees?
They're a group of New York residents that managed to escape prison set up by Apocalypse.
How did they escape from New York?
Word has it, a mutant set hundreds free before he was captured. From the sounds of it, that mutant was Banshee.
So Banshee is a prisoner in New York?
Knowing Banshee, that's just a temporary situation. He'll figure a way out. He always does.
Maybe we should go save him.
Oh, that would be an incredibly bad move. Could you imagine how he'd take being saved? No, he'll find a way out.
Thanks, Havoc.
If you really want to thank me, put in a good word with Xavier for me.
Let's take a look at one of the mission briefings, shall we?
Which mission briefing would you like?
The perimeter platform.
Greetings. It seems we have a mission of mercy to carry out. To the north of us, Apocalypse's military is driving several hundred humans toward the ocean. It's just a matter of time before they're captured.
Magneto, we're not equipped to handle an evacuation that big.
Bolivar Trask is.
The man who invented Sentinels?
Yes, that Bolivar Trask. He's using a fleet of his Sentinels as an airlift for the refugees.
So why do we care? Let the Sentinels save him.
The problem is, Apocalypse has set up a series of defensive platforms along the coast. Those platforms will destroy any Sentinel that comes near.
I'm guessing they want us to take out the platforms so the Sentinels have a clear path.
That is correct, Cyclops.
But the Sentinels are going to attack as soon as we're in their sights.
Great. So we wind up fighting both Apocalypse's men and Sentinels.
Not this time. The programming's been rewritten such that, to them, we'll look exactly like humans.
Is anyone else here getting that this is a recipe for disaster feeling?
I would have thought an X-Man would jump at a chance to do a good deed such as this.
Oh, I'll do it. But you all better be prepared for a big I told you so if something goes haywire, huh?
Thank you for that thrilling insight. If there are no further questions, be on your way.
I mean, this is totally gonna go bad, right? Like, the Sentinels are gonna freak out and attack us. That's pretty much a guarantee. It has to be. Before we go... That's not what I wanted. Where is just the regular computer? Oh, it's probably up by Forge. Because we got some comic books to look at. All right, we have an Iceman comic, and he's snowboarding. Ultimate X-Men. And there's one of the Juggernaut, Uncanny X-Men. Does he have a beard? It looks like he has a beard. One of Scarlet Witch. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers. Pink edition. That is a very, very pink cover. Then we have a Storm one, which is kind of boring. Another Ultimate X-Men. Seems like all the covers for the Ultimate X-Men are pretty boring. All right, and that was it for the comics. So let's head to the perimeter platforms.
Are you sure you want to go to the platforms?
Yes, that's what I just said.